Michigan's Adventure and Wild Water Adventure, located in Muskegon, Michigan. This is Clay with the Pennsylvania Roller Coaster Club, and I happen to be a pretty big fan of Michigan's Adventure. Not exactly sure where all the hate has come from, but today we're going to take a look at the coasters and rate them worst to first. So, I think before we really dive into Michigan's Adventure, let's take a look at the plot of land. You'll see the lake, which is the centerpiece of the park. Now, shortly you're going to see some lines pop up. The X to the bottom right, that's the entrance. The X to the bottom left is the water park. Those red lines, those are the pathways around the lake. Now, the green to the right, that is Shivering Timbers. The green at the bottom is Wildcat, and to the left is Thunderhawk. Now, the blue X's that were behind Wolverine Wildcat, it's all open land. And it really, from the perspective you're looking right now, all that open land is directly behind Shivering Timbers. And it really does leave tremendous possibilities for this park. I think the only way that this park survives within the new Six Flags chain is if the park gets a major investment to build out the back half of that park where the blue X's were and connect the entire park from all four sides. Right now, if you want to get from Wolverine Wildcat, which you see there, over to Thunderhawk, which is going to be to the left of where we're looking right now, you see the red track. If you want to get over there, you have to walk the entire way around, past the entrance, past the water park, and cut up there. However, I think you guys should consider subscribing. I mean, all the cool kids are doing it, and you're pretty cool, right? But for now, let's talk about the rides that are actually in the park. Number 7, Woodstock Express. This is a Chance Rides kids coaster from, I want to say this was installed in like 98, 99, 2000, somewhere in that ballpark. 99, I think. So, you know, it fills the gap in the lineup. It gives the little ones their very first roller coaster experience, and I'm sure at one point in time, all of us used to enjoy these rides. But as we get bigger, you know, they're just there for the credit count. Moving on, number 6, Zach's Zoomer. Now, what's ironic to me is that number 6 was Woodstock Express, which is a steel Chance Rides, but Zach's Zoomer is actually just like Woodstock Express at the former Paramount parks. So this, much like, you know, the Paramount parks, Woodstock Express, and even Kingdom Coaster. I was drawing a blank there for a minute. Dutch Wonderland, Kingdom Coaster. These are all the same ride, guys. These are the old PTCs. Little junior coaster. Moving on, number 5, Mad Mouse. Now, okay, let me get it out of the way. Well, once you've ridden one Wild Mouse, essentially, you've ridden them all. Unless you happen to get on an Arrow Wild Mouse. Now, if you're unfamiliar, Arrow did not make a ton of Wild Mice, but the ones that they did make, they are awesome. And these are definitely the most intense of the Wild Mice that anyone had manufactured, at least in my opinion. This one in particular, this Mad Mouse, this happens to be my favorite Wild Mouse in the country, I think, which is a really weird acclaim to have, but yeah, Mad Mouse. Number 4, Quirk Screw. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm just going to come out and say it. Michigan's Adventure has a better corkscrew than Cedar Point has corkscrew. So, you know, and I don't think that Cedar Point's corkscrew is awful. But I just like this one a little bit more. I don't know why, and maybe this is rougher. Maybe it's just because I like this park and I want to come up with excuses and reasons as to why I should ever go back. But I don't know, there was just something about riding this that really took me back to childhood, and it wasn't even that uncomfortable. Number 3, Thunderhawk. Now let's continue the Apologist Fest. Guys, Thunderhawk may be my favorite SLC. I didn't find it to be that incredibly uncomfortable. I thought that the head banging for this model was actually pretty minimal. And, you know, that surprised me. I expected it to really beat the heck out of me and walk off with a terrible headache, but no, I was fine. As a matter of fact, I went back on for a few more re-rides, which I can safely tell you, besides Riddler's Revenge, I've never done that. Number 2, Wolverine Wildcat. This one, guys, was just featured in our latest episode of Underrated, and I think for good reason. Wolverine Wildcat, and I've said this before, it kind of reminds me of Hurler, if Hurler had been good. And maybe more akin to the Hurler that was at King's Dominion years ago, which seemingly ran 4 or 5 mile per hour faster at a minimum than the Hurler at Carowinds. I don't know, the layout is kind of reminiscent of, it's a more inspired layout than Hurler by far, and a longer ride as well, but, you know, there is still a little bit of roughness here. Little bit of roughness on this second half where they have not installed Titan Track yet. I'm hoping that this does get more Titan Track, or if they choose to not go Titan Track, even if they end up going with some Gravity Group prefab, pre-cut. Who knows? But number 1, as though there were any surprise or any real question, the next minute and 40 seconds, I just want you to soak up and enjoy this layout, because there is a real science to building a great out and back coaster. And if you want laughs, if you want smiles, if you want thrills, and you want screams, you don't have to get too creative. You just need airtime. And Shivering Timbers, I've said this before as well, this ride, it shouldn't even exist. It is stupid. This ride shouldn't exist. It is absolutely stupid. So many air times. I mean, look at this return run. I mean, there's just wooden track for as far as your eyes can see. It is breathtaking to drive into that main entrance and see all of this wood. The amount of trees that have been murdered for us to enjoy these airtime hills, I mean, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Do you know how many pieces of paper could be manufactured out of this wood? I mean, again, guys, a minute and 40 seconds on this POV, and that is me, that's me starting at the top of the lift hill. This helix is a wicked way to end, because you really still have some great steam heading into this final brake run. But guys, if you have enjoyed this video, if you enjoyed our previous videos, the type of content that we bring to the table, please consider giving us a subscription to the channel, and please, if you could, consider dropping a like, not just to this video, but to some of the previous videos maybe that you've watched. All that stuff does go a very long way in helping us fight against the YouTube algorithm. That is the name of the game, is being able to put material in front of people that it's meant for. Yeah, we do appreciate that. Also, keep in mind that if you are subscribed, you are eligible for our giveaway for 2024, which hopefully we start to make a little additional traction on. I really would love to hit that 1,000 subscriber mark before opening day here in 2024, so that we can get somebody a full season use out of their season pass. So for today, that's about it. But check out Michigan's adventure, guys, and until next time, we'll see you out there.